Okay, finally. Hi everyone. Welcome back to the weekly endeavours starting from the 21st to the 27th of July. So we've got a 250 seal set. It's pretty good. There's no DLC requirements here. It's all base game. We've got healing with Scribed Skills. This is missing health. Killing with class abilities, and then we've got completing Battleground matches. I would personally just skip this one. If you want to do Battleground matches, if it's like part of your routine, then sure, do it. But there is no doubt that this is going to be the slowest option. Battlegrounds themselves usually take 15 minutes. Quicker if it's like one-sided, but like in most situations it's going to be like 15 minutes-ish. And then you've also got the time it takes for a Battleground to pop, or like the queue to pop. These can take quite a while as well. I would say, even if you have to do like the preparation for getting the skills for this, or the skills for this, it would still be quicker than doing 4 Battleground matches. And then after that, once you're prepared for these, it's super duper quick to do them, like a few minutes tops. This will take like an hour usually, or more. Okay, if people want to do Battlegrounds, I'll just put some tutorial stuff in the, like some guides that I usually like look at if I want to if I do want to do them. I'll put them in the description if you want to look. But basically, it doesn't matter much how good you are, because win or lose, like it works. It's just that, you know, if you want to get them done fast, then if it's one-sided, it's quicker. All right, so I'll start with Scribed Skills, because this one basically, if you've got a character who has some scribing skills and like another ability that takes off health, you can basically do this as soon as you log in. So it's very quick to do this once you're prepared. So firstly, you need to complete part of the scribing quest line. You need to complete the second era, and you at least need to complete the Wing of the Indrik. It's also worth it completing the Wing of the Dragon, because there's a thing you can get after completing that also makes this quicker. So firstly, you need some Scribed Skills that heal. I'll go through the items that I use, but you also need some stuff that takes away health. Anything that costs you health is good, because if you use a Scribed skill to heal, you can see it did heal me a bit there, but if I try and... Oh god, my screen turned off. What the fuck? Okay, it's back. Interesting. Looks like I've got to get that fixed. So you can see here it's doing nothing, and the reason for that is it heals you for your missing health, not your, like, you can't just spam it. So what you need to do instead is you need to take away your own health, and as you can see now, it's starting to heal me a bit more. So if I use it now, as you can see, yes, it's gone up quite significantly. So that's why you need skills that take away HP. There's 3 skills I would recommend. Obviously, if you don't have access to these, you can just go into a dungeon or something and just let enemies hit you while you're healing, but it's a little bit harder to control that. So my recommendation is get a Nightblade and get siphoning attacks, or siphoning strikes, and morph it to... I think the other morph's better, but this is the old character I've got, so... and then Blood Frenzy, this is also what I use. If you have a vampire that you level up a little bit, you'll get Blood Frenzy. I think this is like level 4 or level 3. And what this does is, you want to use these two together, because this one takes off health gradually, but you don't have to keep spamming it. This one you can spam and it takes away a lot of health. So these two together just works quicker. And then, you know, you got other things like, you got fall damage. The other option, if you don't have a Nightblade, is you can also get, there's a Undaunted skill called Blood Altar. It takes away the same amount of health-ish, but the difference is that Siphoning Strikes gives you back resources. So it's like a symbiotic process. These give you back health. These trade health for resources. These trade resources for health. So it's just a symbiotic process. But yeah, if you want Blood Altar instead, just go to any of the 3 base game Dining Zone taverns. Sword of Wings Tavern here in Glenumbra. It's got the best one, I think, because Rosy Lion's right next to the Wayshrine that you start with, so it's easy to get to this. And then Stonefalls, it's the Fish Stink? Yeah, this one here. So yeah, any of these options work. You just have to be level 10. There'll be a quest giver there that you can speak to, and as soon as you start that quest, you get access to Blood Altar. You just need a skill point for that, and you can do the same thing with that as Leeching Strikes or Siphoning Strikes. Okay, so I'll go through what I use for scribing skills. So Wield Soul, this is a must-have, I think, because it's the easiest one to get, and it's probably one of the best, because it just targets you, it heals you for a ton of health, and you can add some other extra goodies to it. So healing, this should be self-explanatory. It's just like the core part of how you get this done. Sage's Remedy is good too, because it just heals you a bit over time as well. But you can use Druids as well if you want more resources. I think that's a better option for PvP if you use this skill. Yeah, Sage's Remedy is just like the easiest one to get. And then normally you'll only have access to Resolve, that's fine. But if you've completed the Wing of the Dragon, you've found Vitality from the Reaper's March near the Mage's Guild house in Rollcar. You get Vitality, which increases your healing received. So this healing received in this game affects your healing done too. So it's just, this increases how fast you can do this one too. So this setup here is usually what I go with for my Wheeled Goal. And then I also use Banner Bearer. Banner Bearer is like the opposite of the Vampire Hunger skill, where you can get Restore Resources. You might not have access to this straight away. If you don't, just get any other option, doesn't matter. And then Sage's Remedy. This is the main thing that you want, because what this does is, yeah, so you see what I mean? It's the opposite of Hunger. It just heals you every 2 seconds instead of takes away health. So these two together, if you just want to go like get yourself a coffee or something, you just activate these two skills and you can just sit there and have them tick away. And you come back and, you know, you'll get a bit of progress done. It's like, yeah, it's so easy. Now, if you have it, I prefer Savagery, because crit chance affects healing too. So if you're healing crits, it's quicker. But this one's not super important. If you got Resolve, that's fine. And yeah, obviously here, if you don't have Restore Resources, that's one to use. But otherwise, just use anything. You know, flame damage, whatever you want. Because none of the other options here do anything aside from Restore Resources for this endeavor. So yeah, those are the two I use. You can use other things. You know, there's you can turn Soul Burst into a AoE heal, and you can put Sage's Remedy on that for a bit more healing over time. But most of these skills are like instant heals. Banner Bearer is like one of the few that allows you to heal over time. This one also kind of, but the main part is like a heal, instant heal. You really don't need anything more than Banner Bearer and Healing Soul. Honestly, you only need Healing Soul. Banner Bearer, you have to have Alliance War leveled up to 5, and that can take some time. If you don't have that on any characters, then just don't worry about this bit. Just use Healing Soul. This is all you need. It's just gonna take slightly longer. By slightly longer, maybe like a minute or 2. That's about it. So I'll just show you right now. So activate Frenzy, activate Banner Bearer, and already, as you can see at the bottom left there, I'm just gradually healing over time. And the Banner Bearer heals you more than the Frenzy heals you, I believe. Maybe a little bit less. But you can see it's pretty damn good. And so now all you do, once those are active, is just start spamming your ability that takes away instant health. And then once you've done that a lot, just start using the instant heal. So take it down to maybe like 10 or 5k, and then start healing yourself. And just a couple of casts, and we're already pretty far in. So yeah, you can see what I mean. It takes a few minutes. Like, comparing this, like, you're probably still waiting for a Battleground to queue, let alone doing one. You know, it's just so much faster. And yeah, just repeat that process until you get this one done. And that's also 2 of the Golden Pursuits. So you can just knock out that shit straight away. Okay, so I've done a video on all the quests for scribing, if you want to watch those. The first one, covering like the first half, is like a bit raggedy. I've never done like a long video like that before, but the stuff's there if you want to watch it. I go through everything. The second area of scribing, the Wing of the Indrik, all the wings, and the Wing of the Crow as well. I've done the quests for those. Basically just like trying to rush through them if you want to see just how to do them very quick. They are a couple of hours long, but that's kind of what you got to expect with these quests. But honestly, once you get those quests done, once you've got access to a couple of scribing heals, this is without a doubt the easiest option of this list. This one's easy too, but this one's like, I'm serious, you can just log in and do it whenever it's up. Alright, the other option is class skills. This one's fast too, just requires a little bit of action. Instead of this one, where you could just do it standing still, basically. So, yeah, the tooltip's kind of important here. You can do 9,999 damage with class skills to an enemy with 10,000 HP, but if a weapon skill gets the last 1 HP and puts them to 0, then it doesn't count for this endeavor. So it's fine to use like very like specific things, but just try to avoid every possible source of damage outside of class skills. So I've built this character with that in mind. I don't have any proc sets. Like if you use things like Valken Scoria, or if you use something like no, not. I guess Bending Spellweave does kind of count, but as an example, you've got this proc set here. So when you do this, this happens and it deals a bunch of damage. If this gets the kill, it doesn't count for this endeavor. So you don't want any proc sets. Burning Spellweave is a bit of a exception because it does just increase your damage, which is good, but it also applies burning, which is not super helpful because status effects also don't count. So you want to avoid status effects if you can. So try not to use a destruction staff, or just make sure in the destruction tab you've got elemental force like you don't have this passive, because yeah, status effects can get in the way too. I do have a weapon skill on the back, but the only reason I have this is to apply an enchant on the back bar, which gives me extra weapon spell damage. I don't have any like flame damage or I have physical damage here, but like that's just to give me thundered sometimes, which increases my weapon spell damage as well. But that damage is very, very rare that does anything, and I usually don't light attack anyway. As long as you don't light attack or heavy attack, it does. Or don't use like a weapon skill, it doesn't apply that anyway. So yeah, there's two sets that I do suggest if you want to properly like absolutely go nuts preparing for this endeavor, because sometimes you get 200 class ability kills, 300 sometimes, so you want something that can get a lot of these done quick. And the two best sets for this are Forest Wraith, which increases crit chance for all class abilities, and then Innate Axiom, which does the same thing but just weapon damage and weapon spell damage instead of crit. So these two get together is like amazing. It just increases the damage of the things that matter. And then I've just got two random pieces of monster sets that just give me extra stats. Single enemy constantly, like one after the other, it's slow. The only thing I would say is like places like Monkey's Rest, which have critters, these are good, but they're not instanced. So if you come here and you like, because you just have to hit them once with the class skill and that's it, and you can just get a bunch. But other people do the same thing. Like I just came here before, there were like 3 people doing the same thing. And what the problem is you're waiting for shit to respawn. Whereas you could just do this in a dungeon or in Skyreach. You don't have to wait for shit to respawn. Other people can't impact it, so you just don't have to deal with that shit. But Monkey's Rest, the Oasis in Alika Desert, these are good places to find critters. They just have 1 HP, you just hit them once with the class skill and that's it. You can find something similar around here in Kanathi's Roost. There's a bunch of sheep, but if you kill them near a NPC, they'll give you a bounty, so you have to be careful there. The last thing is the wing rooms in the Wing of the Intric. All 4 of these places, they have like critters in them. I think aside from the dragon, I don't think they've got any critters in there. But these places here, they have critters too, and you can kill most of them and do the same thing. The Guardians don't seem to give a shit. But my preference for this, just because it's instanced, those places are instanced too, but yeah, there's like, you have to wait for all the animals to respawn, and that takes a while. So, Skyreach. Alright, just give me a sec. It's like a dungeon, but there's like no bosses in the way, which is the main thing, because bosses are slow to kill and it's just like one boss, whereas you can just kill heaps of like enemies and big AoE clumps and just fucking get like heaps of kills very quick. You can do public dungeons too. Crow's Wood, easy to get to, really weak enemies. Forgotten Crypts, Nato Tambu's good. Crimson Cove over here because there's so many Imperial enemies in there. But yeah, like these areas are also not instant, so other people can come through there and just kill the enemies, and you have to fucking wait for shit to respawn too. So I only really recommend Skyreach just because it's so good for how many enemies you can kill. So getting to Skyreach, you want to unlock this way shrine first, and the quickest way there is to use home tours with Earth Tier Cavern. So go browse homes, go to E, and we look at Earth Tier here. Just travel to this house, leave through the front door, and that will take you here in Cragborn, and then you just go up this road, go down here, and then up here, and you'll unlock access to Scourge. From here, if you don't have many champion points and you don't have Breakfall maxed, just go this way and go down, because otherwise if you come off this side you'll die. So what I normally do, I used to go up the bridge, but I think this is actually a little bit faster. So if you come down here, usually you'll survive this fall, and you just go straight there. Just keep the compass pointing at Scourge here. Just come down here. Just be careful down here, you might take more fall damage and die. I've had that happen as a stage 4 vampire. Okay, if you can, have access to a ability that removes snares, like this one for example, Race Against Time. Nightblades also have Blur, which you can morph to Phantasmal Escape, does the same thing. Some classes have like negative effect removals, they'll do the same thing, but yeah, Race Against Time and Blur, these are kind of like the best ones, I think. So Race Against Time is a Somerset Psijic Order skill. You have to go a little bit into the skill line. Not the longest thing to get to though. Alright, so what I do is in this first room, I just group these two zombie mobs together, and then I'll go ham with a bunch of class skills. So I'll put Path on the ground as a Nightblade, hit him with Lotus Fan, and then just start hitting him with Sharpening Strikes. And just avoid trying to hit them with light attacks if possible, because light attacks don't count for class ability kills, so it's not good to use that. And yeah, just using Snare Remover to keep me going fast, because yeah, you can see that slows you down. You don't want that. So make sure you grab the Bone Mounds and the Fire Pits. Just make sure you grab the enemies from those, because they're full of like little weak melee enemies. I'm gonna put those down. I'm gonna put Veil of Blades down, and just line of sight all the enemies over to the Veil of Blades area. And yeah, you can see I'm just starting to get lots of kills here. Put stuff down, Lotus Fan again, and then Sap Essence to AoE spam these guys down. Every class is like a different combination. I will put in the description my sort of skill bars for each class. I still need to do like a rotation, like what skills you cast in order, because I haven't done that yet, but I know I've been a bit lazy. Yeah, especially with TAFE starting now. I'm not sure. I'll see how I go. Right, so that's all the enemies on that side. So yeah, we're already halfway. So just a couple of minutes, we're already getting there. So we'll just get this group, another Bone Mound here, another Bone Mound there. There's a chest there as well. Now you can grab this group if you want, but you don't have to. So what I usually do is just line of sight all the enemies to a single spot. And I'll just go through them. Veil of Blades on the ground. Oh, I think I didn't fire for some reason. And yeah, just AoE everything down. Just make sure you keep moving. Interrupt the skeletons if you see like an orange AoE around them. I attacked her. But that was silly. Now normally I hit this chest, and that's what I do to get like lots and lots of enemies, but it's only 90, so you shouldn't need to do that. What you can do instead is just pull these two Bone Mounds here, and then usually just sit in this corner here. It'll cause all the ranged enemies to get pulled too, because of line of sight. And then again, just AoE everything down. And yeah, we're done. Just get out of the big circles, because one on its own doesn't do too much, but if a lot of them stack up, it can kill you very quickly. Alright, and that's it. So you got more groups over here, more groups over there if you want them, but yeah, you don't need to kill them or the Ancient Chest. Alright, if you have any other questions, just give me a holler as always, but yeah, pretty easy set. So thanks everyone for watching, thanks for your support as always, thanks for waiting for this one. I know it's been a couple of days, but yeah, been a bit busy. So take care everyone, I'll see you next time, bye for now.